Good morning. Hello, Kate. Good morning to you. Yes, hello. Good morning. Welcome to mid-morning medium. Why am I doing an accent today? I don't know. It just sounded cool, I guess. Yes, I do like accents, so you know. But yeah, good morning. Welcome to mid-morning medium chat with Adam the Black Swamp Medium. Thank you for being here on your Saturday morning. Hello, Betsy. Good morning. So yeah, here we are. We are. Are you surprised? Well, no, Father, I am not surprised. You record is every other week, so this is about the time that you would show up. So yeah, no, you're good. You're good. Hello, Nicole. Good to see you. Hey, good afternoon to you. So yeah, hopefully everybody's doing well. A week gone by. Yes. Their dearest. Yes, of course, it is. Yeah, so hopefully everybody's doing good. Let me move a couple things real quick. Get that out of the way. Get a couple other things ready to go. All right. Voice is cracking or breaking up? That's what I need to know. Is it just stuttering? I guess that's the other put that, because there was issues yesterday. When I was trying to do another show that I was a part of, a guest on, and then yeah, because hopefully everything's okay. There's an echo. Oh no, man, what's going on with my stuff? Check. Oh man, all right. Once again, guys, you're going to hear probably a drop rig. All right, let me see how this is going for you guys. Okay, so this is not the microphone. This is a laptop microphone, so it's a little bit different. So let me babble for just a moment to see if there's any difference or not, because then that's really confusing, because I've never had issues with my equipment like this before. So, that's what I'm trying to figure out. So yeah, okay, so what is going on with my microphone? Oh, I don't hurt it. Thanks, Val. Okay. Wow. That's really a bummer. Okay. I guess that means I got to do something a lot differently, or check on the microphone, or figure out what's going on. Maybe I just got to reset things, but I'm not going to do that obviously on the show. So you're going to have to hear, it's probably going to sound a lot different. So yeah, maybe I got a bad microphone at this point. I do have a second one, but not within reachable distance to swap it out and play around. So we're not going to delay anymore, but okay, well, I guess that is what it is. Something going on, so I will look at that further. Hey, good morning, Dana. All right, so evening from, yes, Rebecca. Okay, cool. Yeah, well, thank you for that. Yeah, that stinks. Yeah, because I did a show last night with my friend Bonnie, and we were mostly doing it. We tried to do it live, and then the audio was bad, but then we were also stuttering and breaking up, which was internet issues too, but that's because of the high bandwidth and everybody. Hey, Ron, good morning. And it just had to do with with everybody being on. We were trying to do the show at 6 last night, so you can imagine that everybody's home from work, and so yeah, if you ever notice that your internet goes slow, I mean, check what time it is. That's always key, and then look at what is going on in your like I said, Friday evening. Yeah, you can pretty much guess how that's going to go. Yeah, so I mean, it was it was one of those things, but I mean, it was kind of cool. So I mean, yeah, I wanted to highlight that. We did yeah, and it does, Rebecca. I mean, see, I work a little bit within, I mean, I'm classified as IT, information technology, even though what I do as my day job isn't really true IT, but it's like a subgroup of IT. So, but even then, I kind of have the understanding of what IT is all about, and how that works out. And I'm not going to bore anybody with those kind of geeky, nerdy jargon, and explain how the internet works and all that fun stuff. But yeah, I mean, but if you have a lot of people trying to get on basically a 2-lane road, that's the problem is you have all these people that should fit on a 4-lane road are trying to squeeze into a 2-lane road, and then it's a big problem. So that's what happens on high volume. So sometimes in the morning before people are going to work, lunch hours, and then obviously the first part of the evening when people are getting home from work is the highest traffic you will see. So yeah, trying to get on there, and especially like that was the thing is here I was trying to do video, so that's a higher bandwidth. My son was playing video games, and my daughter was doing some streaming, following some streamers. So we had a major cluster, and I didn't realize all it. I was thinking it, but I wasn't talking about it on that show. But I'm like, if everybody's either streaming or watching videos, that's just all high traffic stuff. If you're just reading like Facebook or Instagram, things of that sort, it's it doesn't take up as much because a lot of it, once it loads, it's there, and then you're just reading it. So it's not as bad. But yeah, videos, video games, streaming, watching other people do live shows, it just eats up your internet. And so, yeah, I mean, that's the clean version of that. That's not the technical stuff that I would bore you with. But yeah, so I mean, it was kind of cool. But yeah, we wanted to talk about light language. And like I said, I'll talk just a moment on it because I wanted to do it there before I said anything fully here, which I did talk some of it. But if you guys missed it, definitely go to my page, Adam the Black Swamp Medium, and watch that YouTube video. There is a little bit of stuttering, but it's not as bad. It's better than it was. But I know I caught a few minutes of it just watching it back, and there was a little bit, but most of what's said on both our ends came out pretty clean. And so you can get an idea of my journey into light language, and which is great. And like I said, the stories I told, from recent experiences, which were fantastic. So I'm, I'm excited to see where this goes. And it's already helping me out, with not cases, but with my clients that are in need of healing, because that's what light language is going to do for you. No, Dad, next week, there is no show next week. So there is no show next week, but I was going to save that to the end of the show. But yeah, no show next Saturday. So I guess I will just go into that. But yeah, no show next week because of the fact that, we're putting on a class next weekend, and it is Shamanic Journeys 1, class 1. And, class starts at 9 a.m. on Saturday. So yeah, there will not be any time for a show next week. So there will be a week off. I don't think I can even have time to record a show, because if I did, it would have to be tomorrow or Monday. Those are the only 2 days I could record something, because then there's no way, because Wednesday night, I'm a part of another healing show that's going to take place. So I haven't forwarded the links over to my page yet. I'm going to do that today. So if you guys are interested in a healing show, there's going to be 6 of us doing healings. So that's pretty cool. That we'll talk for a little bit, and then we'll get into things. Hey, good morning, Bonnie. See, I was just talking about Bonnie just a few minutes ago, and so we're going to be doing that healing show again. I will forward the links and things of that sort to my page, so that way, if you guys are interested. Hey, good morning, Jen. So if you guys are interested in that healing show, Jen, Bonnie, they're going to be 2 of the ones that Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Eastern, if you guys are interested. A lot of great healers are going to be taking part. I'm there, of course, But the cool thing is like what Bonnie and I were talking about, last night too, with the light language. I'm definitely going to, most likely it's going to happen. It'll probably be the first time publicly that you guys will hear light language coming from me. When we do these healing shows, which seems to be every other month, every couple months, which is amazing. And it's great to get together and do these things for everybody, because even if you can't see the show live, it's still big time beneficial to you, even if you watch it back another time, because it's still very present in there. So, but yeah, I mean, I'm so excited to do that again. So yeah, I think the light language is definitely going to pop through at one point. Whether it's, sometimes you can go once, and sometimes you just feel the need to do a second time. So we'll see how that plays out. Whether I'm going to do everything in one shot, or where I'm going to do one part and then do another part later on. That's the cool thing about it. You just kind of let spirit and your guides and all the masters and everything just kind of come through when they need to and present themselves, because sometimes too during those healing shows everybody adds so much to it, and it's really cool because I'm always blown away by it. So hey, good morning, Sharon. So yeah, it's really cool. So hopefully you guys, if you've never seen this before or been a part of a big group healing, definitely, watch when I share those links over to my page, and you guys will love it. And it'll be like, again, 6 p.m. Wednesday night. And check that out, because like I said, you're gonna be hit with so many different types of healings that it's amazing. So yeah. And Rebecca, I do appreciate the fact that you are still staying up as late as it is. So I do appreciate you all the way over in South Australia. So thank you so much for staying up for me. But what did Kate say? Did the last week feel weird for you? My coworkers and I are mentally health field and CPS and really had a tough week. Does the new moon carry as much energy as the full moon? Absolutely, Kate. Absolutely. I got some other great people in the chat room that can easily chime in on this and totally validate what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, everybody can be affected differently during any type of astrological, and I'll use that as sort of the term, because it could be a new moon, full moon. It could be a Mercury in retrograde. It could be certain planets are aligning. It could be portals that are open. Like we have one coming up, which, correct me if I'm wrong, it's the Lions one. Is that right? Jen, correct me, help me. Yeah, the Lions portal's opening up. So help me with that. Sorry, I don't have all those notes up, but yeah. So there's a portal thing coming up, and there's a lot of amazing things behind that. So yeah, there's a lot of the astrological things you don't think about, instantly. Okay, I got it right. Thank you, Bonnie. Yeah, so it's just one of those things. If you pay attention to it, which I have problems with that, I got so many other things going on that's why I have to rely on people like Bonnie, Jen, because I can't keep up with them. And so if I see them posting things on their pages, like, oh, okay, that's coming up, There you go. Thank you, Rebecca. August 8th, Lionsgate. Yeah. Kate, it doesn't sound as bad as it seems. You know what, Kate? If you can watch that healing show Wednesday night, or just watch it back, let's save a lot of the explanation of that stuff for then. Only because you're going to hear a lot of different people's views on it. I mean, granted, they're the same, but let's leave it for that. I mean, portals are basically like doors, essentially. I mean, that's you can kind of look at it in multiple different ways, and even then, not to go deep into it, but yeah, I mean, it's just a door. But yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. Like I said, there'll be a lot more explanations about it, especially the Lionsgate itself. But again, not all portals are bad things. It's good things too. But again, I refer to a lot of the opportunities that I've had is that the doors are opening for you. We've all kind of heard that anyway, but even like for me doing holistic and metaphysical, things, because there's so many of them, each door opens up when it's supposed to. I don't purposely kick a door open because that doesn't do me any good or anybody else. You have to be drawn to something, like mediumship. I did not have mediumship growing up. It was something that called to me, and it happened when it was supposed to happen, which meant the door was opened when I was ready for it. So just like anything else, if any of the things that we talk about, if any of the other holistic and metaphysical practitioners that are out there, something calls to you, look into it, research it more, find other people that are talking about it, research it. Bonnie and I talked about that last night with light language. It's the same thing. We all, as humans, our souls and stuff, know what light language is. The longer you listen to it, whether you understand it or not, it doesn't matter. Your soul does. Your soul does. So if you're drawn to wanting to speak light language and to hear light language come through you, you just have to keep immersing yourself in it. And so it's really fascinating. And again, there's so many different things out there that people do, and I love it. And some of them I'm interested in, not necessarily something I'm going to do, but then there's some that I want to do. The light language was one of those things that we talked about on the show. So if you guys check out that link, I mean, I thought it was the weirdest thing ever, and that's the joke of it. But something still made me want to explore it more and hear more. And the next thing I know, a couple weeks ago, I'm like speaking it even more. Like I'm speaking sentences of it. So really, really cool stuff. Again, it just happens. There you go. Jen's got a good one. Door window for high vibrational energies that can come through from Sirius, the energies of Leo and the number 8. Yeah. Yep. 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 Very cool. Rebecca. Yeah, I'm a black belt. I'll kick a door. Well, yeah, I mean, physically we could kick doors in, but yeah, let's not kick a spiritual door open. That's not a good idea. Yeah. But yes, I'm sorry. I was just looking at a few of the comments and things like that. But yeah, yeah, Kate, definitely check that out next Wednesday at 6 p.m. Again, I'll have the link on my page so you guys can check that out, and then even put the reminder on so that way you guys it'll pop up in your notifications when it goes live. So yeah, that's been kind of cool. Gosh, what else is going on? A lot of I'm still having sleep issues, but it's weird because it changes. Every night it's not always the same, and so it's the unfortunate thing. Whether it's one night I'm just too warm, then I'm hearing stuff that's waking me up, and just like just normal house noises and things. And then I'm stressing about something, or I'm worried about something, or my mind just wants to think of all these things that are coming up that I need to focus on. So I go through everything, every different things every night. So it's one of those things that it's like I think it was, I don't know if it was last week or the week before. Well, I mean, there was a few days, but there was one night that I remember going all the way, and it was a work night. That's what I think it was interesting. I think it was last week. I went all the way, from the time I fell asleep to the time my alarm went off, which hasn't happened in years. There isn't a time, even on weekends, that I haven't, gotten completely, 6-7 hours without, waking up at least, once or twice. But so that, it's just one of those things. I mean, I'm trying to get rid of some stuff off my back, which is, some of the issues. And that's key. But some of them are taking longer to get off my back, so to speak. So I mean, eventually there'll be some better things where I won't have as much on top of me, and we'll get there. I'll get there, really. But what else? Okay. Yeah, so I'm looking at the clock. We're doing good. Today, if local people, anybody that's Ohio, Michigan, if you guys are still interested, you can still grab some tickets to the event that our team SWPI is holding at our old mill and museum in Dundee, Michigan. We have the two of the guys, Chris and Mike, from the Tennessee Wraith Chasers. We're doing a meet and greet with the ghost hunt until 1 a.m. So it's like 6 p.m. to 1 a.m. So there's still tickets for that. I don't have the link readily available. You'd have to go to my page and scroll down to find it, but you'll see it because you'll see Mike and Chris in the flyer. And then it'll direct you where to go and get tickets if you want to come out and hang out with us this evening. So that's going on today. I already mentioned that next weekend, people that are interested, that are local or that maybe don't have too far of a drive to go, I'm one of the teachers. We're doing the Shamanic Journeys class, and that's going to be a lot of fun. It's the first time we've held it in this area. Because I just wanted to get it closer because I had a lot more Michigan friends that, I wanted to try to bring down. And, just like anything, money and timing and stuff like that happens. So, I mean, not everybody can make this stuff, but, we got a pretty good turnout so far. I'd love to see it grow even more, but I mean, I'm happy with what we do have signed up. And because the bigger the group is, the more dynamic it gets, the more energy that we all can share things, which is the point. We become a bonded group in a way, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. So yeah, that's all Saturday and most of Sunday. Friday is kind of the optional day, so you can come out early if you're close and just kind of hang out. We're just going to kind of sit around, talk about some stuff, but nothing scheduled, Friday. But I'm going to try to sneak some stuff in. I still want to, get a couple of the people that do show up early and have have a little bit to start thinking of and help prep them, because that's why I said if you can make it out Friday, it's just that transition helps you to start quieting your mind down, because then you can wake up Saturday morning ready to go. So. Oh yeah, Kate. I mean, Kate, I work in Michigan. The team I belong to is in Michigan. I spend basically, 3/4 of the week in Michigan. And I've been doing that since 2000. So I am as close to. Oh, hey Emma, thanks for joining. Appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, so I've always wanted to, because and spend so much time in Michigan, including, I mean, I do a lot of paranormal, which a lot of people know. And so I hang out at a lot of paranormal events. I just talked about our old mill, where we host public and private investigations. So, I mean, I spend a lot of time, hang out with a lot of great teams, and it's just like, big family. And so it's great to hang out and have fun with a lot of people. And it, doesn't matter, what your specialty is. I mean, yes, I'm still an investigator. I still love the equipment, but I do love the mediumship. So if I can use that as a tool, I do. But yeah, it's, including and spreading so much information to a lot of my Michigan friends. And, it's been a great ride. And I'm not going to ever stop, because it's always been a home to me. It truly has been a second home to me. So, yeah, I love Michigan. I'm not one of those type of people that, I got away from that, when I was younger, but nowadays I'm not the whole rivalry thing, with football and stuff. I don't even care about that stuff anymore. Because it's, I'm not going to go down that road, but it's gotten to the point where it's so ridiculous that, we could literally go side by side, and we can do pros and cons of everything. And it's just an utter waste of time at that point. So it's ridiculous to me. But because even then, we're not supposed to be, tearing at each other, even for something like that. But people, make comments about this, and they make comments about that, and it's always negative. And I'm like, why are we doing this negative thing? You guys know that I talk all the time about trying to push people, trying to lift people up. I like doing these videos because you can kind of see, and hear my voice that, I'm not sitting there all like, dragging things out. I mean, yeah, I'm going to share some lows too, but at the same time, I'm always going to try to make sure you guys are feeling pretty good about things. I try to make some good jokes, some horrible jokes, whether you guys laugh or not, or, just like, well, that's stupid. Doesn't matter. I'm still going to have some fun. I want to bring, do what I can from a positive side of stuff. And so, because we all need it, we all know it. We see how much garbage every day, and I'm not going to do that. I want to show the levels of things of what I go through, is because it can relate to some of you. So I try to do that too, where it's a horrible, like I said, I'm having horrible sleep, but because of various things, at least I know what they are. And so, you just, yeah, exactly, Rebecca, dad jokes, once in a while I can do a good dad joke, don't get me wrong. But yeah, so I mean, yeah, it's been great. So where are we at? 53. What else? Okay, so yeah, after next week, the 6th and 7th, I have a lot of upcoming in August. I have a couple things going on. I didn't have it handy, but I know for those local that are familiar with Bowling Green, Ohio, which is probably about a good 25 minutes south of Toledo. So just to kind of give you reference, there's a Indigo Mystics Shop in BG, which I've been to before. I'm going to be doing readings from like noon to 7 at night. So that's on a Saturday, the 20th. So I'm excited about that. What else do I got? Anything else in August? Yeah, no, it looks pretty good. I mean, I do have some other things. I do have one thing which is about 20. It's funny. So for me, where I live is about 15 minutes to get to the very, edge of Bowling Green. There's another town a little bit over called Pemberville. And where is that? Which day was that? Oh, on the 11th, I'm going to be doing readings in the evening for a couple, like 3 or 4 hours at this place called the Nirvana House. And I've been there once before. Well, I've been there twice before, but the last time I did readings, I'm doing readings on the 11th, and then I'm going to be doing some in September. So I'm excited to get back to that place. A lot of fun, great energy there. And so I'm looking forward to doing more readings for them. And I have galleries coming up, maybe even just attending a gallery. So I'm going to be supporting stuff. And if Dana's in the room, she'll probably scream at me. But most of the galleries are private anyway. So anybody local in Michigan and Ohio, and even like Indiana and stuff like that, anything within a reasonable drive, we certainly can schedule a gallery reading with me. And I'll just use me for right now. you know, we try to get at least 6, if you can get at least 6 people in a group to show up, and it's usually like we want to charge $35 a piece, and you know, we'll go for about an hour or so, depending on how the energy is moving and how the spirits are talking, and so we'll do that. We'll have a little fun, hang out, you know, whatever happens, you know, and those are great. I don't have a lot more weekends available, so it is getting tough, because as we're getting into the fall, I mean, we start seeing holidays, and obviously, you know, money starts getting tighter, and then just everybody wanting to be with family. So not a lot more availability this year. So I mean, there's still some opportunities, but you can always message me privately, or Dana at Boo Productions if you want to hit her up. So, but yeah, I mean, if it yeah, if you want to, you know, do some of that, hit me up, and then we can figure out a good date. If not, we'll try to save it for maybe springtime, because obviously, you know, for us in the Midwest, you know, we do have some winter issues and stuff. So snow and ice is not exactly something great to kind of plan around, because you just don't know when the weather's going to be the worst. So yeah, we'd probably wait until springtime to start galleries up again for next year, which is going to be great because I enjoy it. So other than that, you know, I mean, there's obviously still some more events coming down the line. You know, the big one, you know, again, back at our old mill in November the 12th, if I'm striking, let me make sure. Yeah, November 12th is our old mill Parafest. I got information on that, so you might have to just scroll through my wall again, but I will, as we keep getting closer. All right, Sharon, have a good one. We'll keep, you know, posting more things. Betsy, yeah, I mean, I'm going to be there. Yes. Oh, I forgot to say it. So I'm there on the 20th, and then I'm there doing readings on the 20th. Where is it? Okay. Yeah. 20th. And then where is the other one? Is it in October? Yeah, October 15th, I'm going to be back at the Mystic Shop doing gallery reading with another person that watches the show too, is Carmen. So her and I will be doing tandem gallery readings for people at the Mystic Shop in BG. So that's on October 15th. So if you're local, you can hit that one up and get there, because I know the seating will be a little bit limited. So, you know, if you're interested in that one, you know, you just got to go down, look it up. I mean, you can go to the Indigo Mystics Facebook page, and you can get more information there. Just like if you want a reading from me, if you're local on the August 20th, you got to go there to sign up to be put on the list to get a reading from me. So, and I set it up for anywhere from 15 minutes to 60 minutes. So, you know, depending on, you know, how much you are willing to spend and how much time you have. So yeah, anywhere from 15 to 60 minutes, you know, you can hang out. So yeah. So November. Okay, Emma's born on November 12th. Very cool. Very cool. And Betsy saying she's on 8/24. So yeah, definitely. So yeah, anybody that's local, definitely come out and support, and that'd be great. Yeah, so let's see, I think that's pretty good as far as catching you guys up on things and what's coming up and stuff. Yeah, because we're about 10 o'clock. So I'm gonna touch base now. I am, you know, again, I always talk about there's a lot of things out there, things I can't stay on top of as far as, you know, remembering them verbatim and stuff. So I'm going to be cheating. So if I look over this way, it's because I'm looking at my other monitor, because I need to, because I love this stuff. I just never spent the time to memorize all of it. Now I know where they all are, but it's horrible to say that I just can't remember everything specifically about each one and stuff. Now I found a good kind of like basic, you know, information. So that's what I'm doing. Doesn't mean that there's not more information and more details to it. So Kate, so, and to answer that question real quick, Kate, the one that's okay, so there's two technically. The one that's today is a meet and greet with two of the Tennessee Wraith chasers. So that one's today. And I don't know if that's the one you were thinking of, but that one's tonight from 6 p.m. to 1 a.m. So that one you have to scroll through, but you'll see a flyer of two guys that are, it's kind of like a red background and stuff like that. The other one, actually, I do have it kind of available. Here, this will help you out, Kate. If this is the one you were thinking of, in November 12th, Old Mill Parafest, we have speakers, you know, people that have been on TV, various things, vendors, food, all that kind of fun stuff. We even got some surprise stuff that, is going to be happening. But yeah, this is what's happening in November, on November 12th. So if that helps you out, that one you could either go, you could see that there's the website there, but you could go to SWPI Facebook page. You can go to Haunted Old Mill. You can look up Old Mill Parafest Facebook pages. You can get all more information. You can see who's coming out. So if that helps you out a little bit. So hopefully that's what you were referring to as the one in November. So yeah, a lot of fun there. We're glad that, things have been easing up. We had it last year, and, we're definitely coming back this year. Like I said, we got some surprises that we're ready. And so, yeah, I'm excited this year, and a lot of stuff on my end of the plate, because even then I am one of the speakers for the Old Mill Parafest. It got highly requested somehow, and so I'm gonna take a stab at it. Usually I do the MC work, which I still will be, so it'll be kind of odd that I won't truly have a table for myself. So I'm still gonna be doing MC work, but it's fun because you guys know, I mean, I love sharing what I know, and because we need to share things and stuff, and so I'm excited for that. Let's see, and you're welcome, no problem. Yep, yeah, my dad's been there many times, so yeah, it's really cool. A lot of fun, and we're sort of one of those last Parafest, Paracons, however you want to look at it. We're the sort of those last ones that happen for the year, because we're now a week, 2 weeks after the 12th, we're in Thanksgiving mode, and then Christmas and stuff. So yeah, the Old Mill's kind of that last one of the year. We're getting it in, but it's a lot of fun. Obviously we got to, pay for, the speakers and things of that sort. I don't get paid, but I wouldn't take it anyway if it was offered for our Old Mill. But we take care of travel expenses and things. So there's some of the recouping of costs, but then the rest of it goes right back into the mill, because we love the mill. We want to push the mill. We want the mill to keep its doors open. And so, we try to do the public and private investigations all the time. And so we're really, we just love the mill. I mean, it's just been a great place. A lot of the paranormal people, the investigators that have come out, it is kind of that place that you can get a little bit of everything. Obviously nothing horrible. Hey, Kelly, good morning. It's it's just kind of one of those things that it's not, there's nothing horrible. I mean, we've had a couple, instances, but nothing. Sometimes we kind of figured out, we knew why they happened, and it wasn't necessarily the spirits that we have there doing it. But yeah, we've had great luck. A lot of people get first experiences there, which is always, a positive, because I can tell you all day long that this stuff is real, but until you experience it for yourself, that's the cool thing nowadays, is if you get to experience it, instead of just thinking, well, it doesn't exist. Well, how do you know? Did you test anything? Did you try anything? So that's a whole rabbit hole we could go down. And it is not, Dad, it is not open yet. So we're trying to push to get it to open up. Hey, Linda, thank you. Yeah, Linda's been there a couple times. So so that's exciting, stuff. So yeah. Okay, so I wanted to get over to the topic. Like I said, hey, no, Rebecca, we've never had any big TV stuff happen at the Old Mill. I think, well, I mean, I could say it because it's not, most people can figure it out. It's not in the realm of dark stuff. There isn't evil stuff. There isn't the infamous word demon stuff happening at the Old Mill. If it had those claims, then probably would have had a lot of the shows, or all the shows, stop by to film. We've had opportunities, but they've just passed us over, because again, it's not in the dark evil side of things. And you got to remember, that's where the entertainment comes into most of the shows, because if you look at what is said and what happens and what the claims are, it's always on the bad side of stuff. You can we have tons of activity, tons of it, and it's really rare to not have something happen at the Old Mill. It does happen, but it's super rare. So yeah, we have a lot of great things, and we've had so many intelligent interactions, and some of the people in the comments have been there, have had great experiences. So yeah, our Old Mill is nothing to shy away from. and that's why I keep going back, is the fact because it continues. It keeps expanding. I keep learning things. I have my own experiments going on there. And so that's the thing, is I'm blessed that I'm able to be there, often. I mean, this year it's been a little bit lighter, and there's even days that I'm missing because I can't. But yeah, it's just so much fun to have the opportunity to do things, to experiment on things, and to further the information with the other side to try to get some answers, which is, the whole thing. I mean, we're maybe not get everything, but if we can get a few more than we did before, great. Yeah. And say, like my dad, a lot of EVPs, you can be, yeah, I mean, that's all that stuff. You pretty much can get any equipment can work. Sound, you can definitely you get EVPs everywhere. You can get touched, and not, horrible. A lot of pokes, maybe a light little grab, but nothing evil. I mean, we've had a couple people say they got pushed, but we can kind of go through that and figure out who the person is and what they're about, and sometimes it's a little expanded the real meaning of being pushed, but yeah, again, there's a lot of that. Yeah, Joe, I mean, I know I missed some of your comments already, but yeah, I mean, it would be, yeah, we'd definitely get you out there. Kate, yeah, I mean, yes, you can get in by wheelchair. There is some tight turns. And even then, yeah, there's some tight turns around a few corners. But yeah, totally wheelchair accessible. Even though we don't do anything on the museum side other than the vendors over there, but floors 2 and 3 have an elevator. You just got to get on 2 different elevators. But yeah, you definitely can get around with no problem. And even then, everybody's accommodating. There's plenty of staff. There's plenty of us volunteers that would certainly help you out and get you through there, and kick people out of your way if you're in a wheelchair. So yeah, totally accessible. Yeah, the only place that wouldn't be, but right now it's closed, is our basement. That's the only place in the mill that that's not wheelchair accessible, but everything else is. So, but all the vendors and all the speaking is on the main floor. So yeah, other than just getting to some of the vending areas, you'll be fine, because the speaking area is a big hall. It's a big hall. So yeah, a lot of cool things, and a lot of help. So, and everybody is always friendly. Everybody that goes there has a great time. So, okay, Kate. Yeah, no worries. Again, you guys come out. We got you. Whatever you need, we can certainly make it work out. So like I said, just a couple spots are tight turns. But other than that, people definitely get out of the way. And we have people I know, we've had some wheelchairs before. I'm trying to remember if we had a scooter once, somebody on a scooter. I can't remember now. But yeah, yeah, no problems, Kate, if you can make it out. Okay, so, all right. So I wanted to talk about, and thanks for all the questions. Like I said, I have no problem stopping and hitting questions up. I put at least a main topic on there, just to have something that we can all kind of, talk about real quickly. And that's why it's never super long. I try to hit it about 10 o'clock, my time, and just, have something for you guys to kind of lean on for a little bit. But yeah, at any point you guys want to ask questions about something else, that's great. I'll stop. I have no problem with that, because that's what this is. It's supposed to be an open thing for the most part. We're supposed to be sitting around a breakfast table, or some of you might be, dinner time or bedtime. So especially for the Aussies in the room. But yeah, I mean, it's I wanted to always do this where we can sit around, because in the mornings we're just still waking up, we're having our coffees or breakfasts, or again, maybe we're having midnight snacks, or we're having dinner. It's just the point of hanging out like we would around a breakfast table. We're just chilling. I thought about this last night. I dreamt about this. And it's just the things that help us ponder or make us wonder why we're pondering certain things. So that's why I like doing these morning shows. I mean, it's early, and even then it's amazing to see, how many people actually are awake. I mean, 9:30 is not too bad for a lot of us on, the eastern side of the country, but it's I do crack up to see how many people are watching. It's humbling. It's a blessing for me to be able to be here. Yeah, see, Nicole, she's in South Africa, so yeah, she's got afternoon tea going on. But that's why I said I love the fact that I got people all over the world that are starting to watch and things, and it's so cool. But yeah, it's great. So let's see, Betsy. in a reading, can you read people's gifts, such as are they a meeting? Yeah, you can. Sometimes it stands out really clearly. You can really notice it. Sometimes other things are happening. Yeah, 12:10. Emma, yeah. It's getting pretty late there. One of the guys. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna get to Rebecca's here in a second. But yeah, Betsy, it certainly can. It depends. Like for me, sometimes I miss out on some of them because I'm listening to other things that are happening. So uh typically I can just on an energy basis tell if you're sensitive enough, and that's usually a good indication that there may be other things that you're doing, whether you are a medium or aspiring to be a medium. So there is little things like that. But sometimes I'm focused on other things, like maybe my guides are trying to share something about them, whether it's something good, something bad, like, maybe there's a health issue, or maybe they got a family member that's trying to come in. So that happens too. So sometimes I get a little bit more focused on what's going on around the person I'm talking to or reading. So it just all depends. It varies, but yeah, sometimes they'll come right out and say, hey, they got some stuff going on, mention it or ask them about it. Are you thinking about this? So it definitely happens. Yep. Let's see. What'd you say, Rebecca? Funny, one of the test meetings, one of the guides said there's one spirit that like females with long hair. At that time, I had hair extensions, and the guide said the spirit will pull your hair. I prayed they did, as I could imagine one of the hair extensions floating around. In our old mill. I mean, I got long hair, and so even for me as a guy with long hair, the I've had my hair pulled, and it's different because any of us that have ever had long hair, you when the hair falls off your shoulders or something, you can feel it, pull on stuff. What's cool is that one spirit we have, a male in our basement, he doesn't pull down on hair. He actually grabs a few strands of hair and pulls up. So what's fun is you get up on your toes a little bit. You're like, okay, thanks, buddy, and does that. He never pulls down on here. He always pulls up. So there's a distinction, and your hair's not getting caught on anything. That's one of those that you can't mistake it, because there's no reason for your hair to get pulled up, and you're like on your toes a little bit sometimes, and it's not painful. He doesn't do it in a violent manner. It's just like to get your attention, being like, hey, I'm standing right next to you, or I'm standing behind you, So Betsy, there's another good one. Can you connect with pets in spirit? Absolutely. I've been working on that for a few years. So there's some things, if I'm working on it, I don't necessarily mention it all the time. I'll slip sometimes it in, and I have done that, at least with pet communications. And I'm talking, past pets. I'm even talking about pets and or wild animals that are alive. I've been working on communicating with them. I told a story a few weeks ago, Betsy. I don't know if you heard it, where I was kind of nursing briefly a female cardinal, and I was doing not only communicating with the female cardinal, but also giving it energy, because it hit our back door, our patio door, and knocked itself out in a way. And it was just, it's in that concussion kind of, confusion state. So, I mean, I was able to pet her just a little bit, but I was mostly just kind of protecting her, and that was the big thing for me. It was just making sure she was safe until maybe she would regain consciousness, because I was getting to the point where I was going to pick her up and hold her to just give her even more direct contact, with healing and stuff. But eventually, after a few minutes, she came back to herself, and she has shown back up a few times. So I've missed it. I've been at work when she's shown up. So I'm like, oh man, but she's doing good. So, but yeah, I've certainly done that. I have been on investigations. I've had animals. Cats have been a big one. I've had some pretty cool cat experiences. I'm not a cat person. I like cats. I just wouldn't own one. It's just me. But I've been on investigations where I've had cats sitting on the bed, and you can actually watch the blankets on the bed, match like as a cat was laying down, kind of in a ball looking. I mean, that is trippy stuff when you see that on an investigation. I mean, I've had cats brushing by my legs like they do, when they're just checking you out and they rubbing up against your leg and you're like, what is this? And you look down and there's nothing there. I'm like, whoa, that was kind of cool. So, and a few dogs, of course, but yeah, it's just one of the things I've been working on. I love it. My family, we have 2 guinea pigs and have a fish, and so occasionally I will try to talk to them a little bit and work some things out, just more practice and stuff like that. I don't do it every day. I should, but I don't. But because the one guinea pig gets freaked out when I start communicating way too much, and it runs and hides, which is hilarious. But the other one it'll hang for a little bit, and it's funny too because as soon as I start talking to the one guinea pig, it'll just stare at me like straight on. It's like, you're talking to me again, so I'm just like, I got to be, I can't burst out laughing, but yeah, I can kind of, I don't necessarily, hey Della, I can't necessarily hear a voice from them. So what I'm doing is basically it's just there. I can just kind of, it's within my head. Sometimes it's just I feel what they're mentioning back. So because I'm not so much of an audible guy when it comes to listening to spirits and stuff. Once in a blue moon they do. The light language stuff has been great because I can actually hear it. So that's been a blessing too, is just to be like, oh my God, I can actually hear some audible stuff on the other side coming through. But yeah, once in a blue moon I do. So Cardinal's been around every morning. Yeah, Della, that's awesome. Yeah, and there's things about that, like, people have had cardinals that have shown up after someone close to them, family member, close friend have shown up, and it does represent a lot because they never see cardinals, and all of a sudden now they got cardinals in their yard, and it's always that opportunity or that chance that it's the soul of that person that passed away, kind of giving you one last glimpse of them in a wonderful, beautiful state, so that truly happened. I just happen to have a cardinal couple that lives on my property, so I can't say that it's truly a spirits hanging out because they're there all the time. So I'm used to seeing them constantly, whereas like others don't have that opportunity like I do. So it's pretty rare for me not to see them and at least a couple times a week. Because obviously I'm not home during the day, so I miss a lot of the prime time of seeing them. But like during the pandemic when we were home, I'd have the windows, front windows open because I sat upstairs and worked. And I would, see the cardinal couple hanging out in the trees and bushes that were nearby. So yeah, it's fantastic stuff. Let's see, Rebecca. Sometimes after a meditation, my husband and kids think that they hear me call them. Ah, yes. Well, if you think about it, when you're doing meditations and you're working on things, you got to remember there's a little bit of not in a bad way. I'm going to say it like this, but it's not in a bad way. You're kind of disconnecting from your physical body. And that's a deep subject I could go down, but you're disconnecting a little bit to where you're really expanding your energy. You've gotten to a nice, calm, relaxed state, but you've ventured away from yourself a little bit, and I do things called remote viewing, and some like to call it astral projection. I do this constantly for clients and things that I can't physically go to because sometimes I have clients all around the country and other parts of the world. So I can't always go physically. Even locally, sometimes I just don't have the time to get in a car to drive someplace, so I just do it remotely, which I was taught remote viewing, but you really look at them, they're almost identical. But you're sort of doing that in a way. You're sort of leaving your body a little bit, and depending on what you're doing in your meditation, whether you're working on something or you just whatever the case is, there's an opportunity where you may have been saying things in that meditation. So for them to hear you, it's very, very possible. And again, you're expanding your energy out there. It's shooting through the house, the home, the location, wherever you are. I've heard of that before. I totally have had people say they've heard that stuff, and that's fascinating. It truly fascinates me. But I've been pretty fortunate where my family here haven't had those experiences, but they're also a little bit more close to it, which is fine. I try not to dabble in have things like my house is closed off to everything. So if I'm doing a reading, I open the door up, I let the spirit or spirits come through that need to talk to my client, and then I push them right back out and close the door. My house is truly under lock and key, and it is impenetrable because I make sure of that. I don't want my family, because they've requested that they don't want anything happen. They don't want ghosts wandering around my house, our house. And so I do my darndest to make sure that doesn't happen. Because yeah, I wouldn't want it either. I don't want to be woken up in the middle of the night, with stuff going on, because I would be really mad because I'm not getting sleep as it is. So you screw with me some more, I'm really going to be upset. So, but yeah, yeah, very, 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 yeah. So let's see what else we got. Okay, I really heard my mom. Okay, okay, Emma saying about heard your mom call over the yeah, and there is a connection between parents and their kids, especially the moms. Any mother out there or any of your mothers, can attest to like just knowing things because of the fact that your moms, or if you are a mom, when you had whether you were in your mom's womb or you carried your kid in your womb, you have a connection unlike what the dads can have. There is that whole, you guys are growing together, you're kind of sharing the same things, you're hearing the same things. I mean, all that stuff is magical in a way, but beautiful. And so there's so many stories, even people that aren't really into the stuff that we're into, have had those where they just felt something was wrong and their kids, moved out and then their kid got in a car accident or something worse. Those are hard to accept, but it's just that connection. There's just that bond of energy that's impossible to break, So yeah, I'm not surprised when you can hear or feel or sense, your kids or your mom on totally love that stuff. I love those stories. I appreciate those. Betsy saying, have you ever encountered spirits speaking a different language that you aren't familiar? I have heard, I'm not Native American, but I've been fascinated with Native Americans since my earliest memories. I remember always, rooting for them essentially in the end, when you watch the old cowboy and Indian movies, I was always rooting for them because, why are they getting picked on, and I'm not going down, a path of this and this and this, I again try to keep things positive. So, but I've always been fascinated with Native American. I do know that at least one of my past lives, I was a Native American. So I've at least gone that far. I know I got more. I haven't done it in a while. I got to get with my friend again to do some more, see how much further back I can go. But I know there's some other stuff in there, but I know one of them definitely was a Native American, which is I think why I'm so into Native American stuff. That's why I play the Native American flute. I mean, I just love it. It connects with me on so many levels. But yeah, I mean, I've heard Native American languages, which is again rare for me to hear something audibly. But even then, in a sense of capturing an EVP, yeah, we've heard languages that have come up in EVPs that I'm like, that sounds native, so it happens. It's not a lot, but it does happen. And again, it's just sometimes you got to be in the right place at the right time, which most paranormal investigators know that. So let's see what else we got. Seen a lot of female cards. Okay, Della. Yeah. Okay, cool. With the seeing your son seeing them, that's great. Like again, I said earlier, if it's somebody that maybe passed over, maybe they have maybe they're coming through and that's why he's being fortunate enough, and maybe he knew who passed over or something. And even then, cardinals are just cool as it is. I mean, they're beautiful. I mean, obviously the males are the bright red, but the girls are still beautiful as well. So Rebecca, a few years ago, I was going through a very difficult time, so I asked my mom in spirit for a sign of everything was going to be okay. As it was coming out, my phone rang. It was my kid's school. They asked me to pick one up as I was ill and needed to be picked up. As I rushed to the school, I noticed that something on the ground. I picked it up, almost burst into tears. It was a piece of costume jewelry of a peacock on my mom's family crest. It was a massive peacock. It's still here. Oh, see, that's when I talk about, and for those that have been following for a while, those are the messages you look for, to see that and to pick it up and just know that was shared because she asked for her mom to come through and be there for her. And sure enough, she left a physical sign of it. That's amazing. I love that. I mean, I see things all the time. Before the show, I'm sitting here getting ready, watching the countdown, happen. The clock before I click on the countdown music, and I had an angel feather fly in front of me. So, you know, those messages show up when they need to show up at the best times. And so, and it doesn't hurt to ask for them. Yeah, you might not get a physical sign like that, whether it's a feather or whether it's a coin or maybe a song pops on the, you know, the radio or something. You might not get that, but know that they are there if you ask them to be there. Betsy, yes. It's been a long time though. I did attend them quite regularly until my kids came along, and then it was just it was difficult, you know, being out in the warmer weather, and you know, and so it's been a while. I did used to attend in Ohio, there, and there still is. They just now moved it to June. It used to be in August, but now they moved it to June. But they do they call it the Indigenous Flute and Art Festival, and it's near Dayton, and it's free, and they have a lot of popular, you know, performers, you know, at least if you follow the Native American music and things, a lot of popular people that have, you know, a lot of CDs and albums out. So I used to attend that, and then timing, and then just doing a lot of my passions. I've not been able to get back there, but I performed a couple times, a couple years for it. So that was fantastic to get up on stage. I mean, I was somebody sitting in the audience, and then I got to be up on stage. So that was fantastic. But yeah, I'd love to get back to them again, and hopefully maybe I will, you know, again. And, you know, obviously the more that, you know, we get over the pandemic and things, the better it's, you know, getting to where the stuff is open. But yeah, they are fun. I thought, yeah, Rebecca, that's cool. You know, like I said, in my past life, I do know for a fact there was. So yeah, it's there now. Granny, you got to get rid of all the at least the beard, you know, because obviously that wasn't something I had. But I truly do have in my blood. I do have Viking in me. So when I started growing the beard, it was just a winter thing, which is what I did. I always grew some type of facial hair, and then the Viking stuff kind of came along, and so now I kind of have the whole, you know, trying to do the Viking look, but I keep the I'm doing the cheeks right now just because it's summer and it's cool, a little bit cooler. So I'm doing that, but you know, once I get into the fall, I'll probably let it grow back out again. But yeah, I love my Viking beard. I mean, and I do band it up, and you know, it gets all kind of, you know, fun for me. But yep. So let's see, because we are almost out of time, so I never even got to the topic. So the questions have been awesome. So I haven't had one of these shows in a while where everybody was asking great questions. So Dell is asking, can a cardinal protect me? I'm in a bad part of Kansas City. Della, the main thing is just ask. You know what I mean? Ask, just ask out in general for support. Don't just ask for whoever can protect you and support you and watch out for you. Whether it's a cardinal or not, don't be so concerned it has to be a cardinal. Let what happens naturally. I mean, you have guides, you have angels, you have things that are going to be around you that are going to look out for you. So they're there too. Seeing a physical, you know, bird or something of that sort is great, but know that you have guides that are behind you. They're going to, if they feel something's off, or I'm going to make you move over here, or don't go down this way, you're going to feel that in your gut. You're going to be like, I shouldn't do that right now, or maybe I need to wait. That's them coming through. So talk to them, but just put it out there in general. Hey, I really need some protection today, or could you guys watch over me? That's the main thing, is just put it out there for them. Let's see. What else we got? Coming in late. Hey, Kim. Sorry, just saw you said hi. Let's see. Okay. Yep, Douglas Buffett. Yeah, Doug. Doug is a friend of mine. I mean, I haven't talked to him in a few years, but Doug is how I got, you know, connected to that festival in Dayton, because I know he's down there. So he's the one that, you know, basically got, you know, I had to, you know, send my CD in. He had to listen to it, and, you know, got me set up to, you know, perform on stage a couple times. So so yeah, every time I see him, you know, it's always, you know, catching up to him. So yeah, but I haven't seen Doug in several years. So but okay, yeah, cool, Dell. I got you there. Betsy, love the native flute. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if you guys don't know my music, you have to go under a different name. It's Adam Hawkins, HAWKINS, Adam Hawkins, and you can look it up on all the major download sites, and Spotify. You can play it for free. You could just look up Adam Hawkins and look for the album called First Flight, Let the Journey Begin. That's First Flight, Let the Journey Begin. And you can tell me what you think. It's straight native music, or native flute music, from top to bottom. It's about 47, 50-ish minutes long. So it's a nice meditation for you, and you can use it for whatever you need. That's the whole point of when I created that album, was to use it for what you need. You needed to help you fall asleep, if you needed to heal something, if you needed to stop you from doing something. Like I've had people come up with addictions and they've played the music and it stopped them from breaking, So a lot of uses for it, and that was the whole intention. Let's see. Rebecca, I'm Viking as well. Yes. And Rebecca, my like 80% of what I have, it's like low 80 or upper 70 is Polish. So that's my main thing. I have a smidge, I have like a percent or two of German, and then like 13% Viking in me. So yeah, so the Polish is heavy, and then I got the next is Viking, which we didn't know about. That was when I did a DNA, and then like a percent or two of German. So pretty cool. Yep, that's it. Adam Hawkins, first flight, let the journey begin. That's it. Thank you, Betsy. Yep, that's exactly it. Let's see, Dello. Like right now, the Cardinals talking right now. He might move to St. Joseph, Missouri next weekend. That's good. Cool. Betsy saying, and we're out of time, but is there any connection with hair and sensitivity? Ooh, Betsy, that's a great one. I'll do it real fast. Yes. Now, there was a study by the government, by the United States government. I can't remember what year it was. I think it might have been the 60s, might have been just before that. Might have been, I can't remember what era. It's but somewhere between the 40s and 60s. But they spent a couple $1 million studying this because Native Americans, they would use in the military. They would try to use them for their tracking ability, because they were able to pick up on things and see the disturbances of where people are moving or what's going on, sense things. What they found is when the natives cut their hair, their percentage of being accurate or knowing anything went down dramatically. When they kept their long hair, they were amazing at it. So if you look into it, your hair, and it doesn't matter, it still works regardless. What they're saying is the longer the hair is, it's like having antennas. The longer the antenna, the more reception you're picking up on, because your hair is alive until it falls out of your head. So it's always connected to your crown, which we would have gotten on chakras and stuff, but it's like extension of antennas that reach out. So that's one reason why I have long hair. It's because I want that. I want to be able to have more connection with things. And so my hair is there so that way I can pick it up and use it to help with readings, to help with anything, healing, all that fun stuff. So, oh, cool, Kim. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. That's awesome. Yeah, it's you tell me what you think. Like I said, it starts perfectly. It's like it literally is a whole journey. I set it up to where all the flutes change keys, and then so you start off really high flutes, really that are louder, and then I go to deeper flutes, and then I bring you back up just near the end. So it's a really cool journey if you can make it through. So cool. All right. Glad I got cool. Okay. Because I also believe the hair is an intent. Thank you, Rebecca. That's awesome. Both my daughters have long. Yeah. I mean, it does work, and I haven't, this is the second time I've had long hair, but the longest I've had this long hair. So yeah, I'll trim it. That's about the best I'll do, just to take off a few of the ends and even things. But I haven't done that in a few years actually. So, yeah. Cool. Well, we never even got the chakras, so maybe I'll save that for another time. But I love the questions that you guys are having. This was great. It gives me a chance to got to speak on the go, man. You got to hit it, and I love that, because that's the way I like to be. I like to have some things set up and aligned, but then there's times where I love when I can be not ready for something. So it's kind of fun too. So, but yeah, awesome. I'm going to get out of here, because I got to get ready, for the event this evening. And again, no show next week for those that are still hanging in there. No show unless I figure out a way to, maybe I should do a chakra show recorded tomorrow or Monday, and then that way you guys could still have something like Saturday. I won't be live, but I'll think about it today. So maybe that'll be a good thing. Maybe I'll hit this up because I'm not an expert, on chakras, but because I was going to be reading a lot of notes for it to help you out, but maybe I will. Who knows? So we'll see. I'll make that decision today, and figure it out. The other thing is, I mentioned it, and I know real quickly before everybody starts running. I just recently crossed 900 likes to my page. and then tied that in with the people that were following me. I am over 1,000, but I want those likes to keep growing. Obviously, the numbers help, the algorithms and everything more. I'm trying to figure out what I should do, because I asked and nobody really said anything. So if you guys have any ideas of what I should do, since I just crossed 900 likes, if there's some type of live show you would like to see. I know I want to do more live readings. I want to still do a flute meditation show. If there's something that you guys are thinking of, hit me up privately or hit me on this page or go to that post. Let me know what you're thinking of, like maybe what you would like to see, so I can kind of come up with something, for crossing 900 likes. I'd like to do something, and so whatever it is. When I hit 1,000, I want to have a gathering. Now, if it's in the middle of winter, we're not going to have it then. So I will wait for better weather, because we'll try to be outside. That way we're out with nature, because that's where we should be. But yeah, I'd love to do something like that. And when I cross 1,000, which, hopefully maybe won't take as long. Getting to 900 has been really slow. So maybe once I get to 1,000, we'll have a party, and anybody that can make it would be great. And, we'll just have some fun. Who knows what we'll end up doing? Maybe it'll be a big gallery reading. Who knows? We'll have some fun. So yeah, let me know if you can think of like what I should do to help you guys out, for crossing 900 as a thank you. Cause obviously, the more you guys share it out and have more people coming by to hang out with me, especially on this show or watching it back, I appreciate the heck out of it. So, cool, Rebecca. Yeah, I definitely want to do that for sure. I know. Yeah, summer's coming up for you. I know, and we're going to be going into fall, in winter. So I love how we're different, but that's cool though. But yes, I saw everybody saying have a great week, have a great weekend. Thank you so much. All right, cool, Dell. Thank you so much. Yeah, like I said, I'm going to be a little bit in and out. I'll be back tomorrow. At least watching and checking things out. So. Yeah, see, Jen, I got more likes than followers, but I want to get the likes more than the following. So, but it's all good. I still appreciate everybody's support, and it's great. So if you know anybody else that might enjoy, what I'm saying, please share it out. If not, that's okay too. I still appreciate it. So, yeah, that'd be great. That would be great, Rebecca. So Emma, thank you for joining us. Thank you for me. Good to meet you. So yeah, all right, we're way past it. So have a great evening to a lot of you in Australia, and Nicole in South Africa, getting into your evening a little bit more. To the rest of us in the States, have a great day, great weekend, and I will see you guys again soon with some more posts. And if you missed anything, please go to my page, Adam the Black Swamp Medium, and on the Facebook, and check it out. So I will see you guys again soon. Thank you so much. I know, Al, it is, Jen. So yeah, thank you again. You guys have been watching the Mid-Morning Medium Chat with Adam the Black Swamp Medium. Again, thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting. I will see you guys again soon, and all my love, light, and peace to each and every single one of you. Thank you.